Product creation. 6 ways to make PLR content unique. You're now going to begin working on customizing your PLR and making it unique. We'll start with an overview of the different ways to make your content unique, and then in the future lessons, we'll look at some of these strategies more closely. So let's get started. First, rewriting PLR. The idea here is to tweak and, in some cases, rewrite the content in order to make it unique as well as to add value to it. This may include rewriting the main introduction, rewriting the main conclusion, rewriting introductions at the beginning of chapters or sections or lessons or modules, rewriting the conclusions or summaries at the end of chapters or sections or lessons or modules. Tweak the content to sound more like your voice, and tweak the content to reflect your own preferred methods and strategies. Next up, adding to PLR. Another way to make PLR content unique is by adding your own content to a piece of PLR content. So you do this in the following ways. First, repurpose some of your existing content. So you might use your own lead magnets, blog articles, social media content, webinar and video transcripts, and even excerpts from paid products. For example, if you are creating a course, you might pull content from a set of blog posts. Second, write fresh content. So you can also add to PLR content by writing something new from scratch. For example, you might round out a section in a PLR report by adding in your own set of tips. Here's the next idea: compiling PLR. So another way to make PLR content unique is by compiling multiple pieces of it. So for example, you might compile a set of articles to create a report. Now, if you use this method, ideally you should compile pieces from the same PLR writer or vendor. That way, the pieces should be similar in terms of the sort of content they provide and the writing voice. If you choose to compile content with drastically different writing voices or styles, you may end up spending a lot of time rewriting it so that it reads more smoothly. Next, excerpting PLR. Now, many people use PLR content as is. So, for example, if they have a PLR ebook, then they sell or give it away as is. You can make your content more unique by pulling excerpts from bigger pieces. For example, you can pull a chapter out of an ebook to create an article. Next up, deleting content. Now, instead of pulling an excerpt to use, the idea behind this method is pulling out an excerpt to delete. For example, if you have a 10-chapter ebook, you may decide to delete 2 chapters that aren't relevant to your package while keeping the remaining 8 chapters. Now, naturally, you will need to go through the remaining chapters, as well as the introduction and conclusion, to delete any references to the chapters or content you deleted. Changing formats. Now, another way to create fresh content from PLR is by changing the format. Say, for example, if you have a PLR report, you might use the content of this report to create something entirely different, such as a SlideShare video. Now, for your action steps, your task today is to begin working on the PLR content for your package. This guide has days devoted to this task, so plan accordingly. So for example, if you are creating a package of 10 tools and information, then you can rework one piece per day, except for one day where you do two pieces. Now, if you have a package of 27 pieces, then plan on doing three pieces per day. This should be doable since in some cases, you may be able to rework a piece of PLR in as little as 15 minutes.